Hello, I'm back on the Battlefield, and this is something that I haven't said in quite some time. Now, this is Battlefield 5 closed alpha. If you're lucky enough to get a code, yesterday the Battlefield alpha started, and this is it. Now, what can I tell you about the game? I've been playing it for a couple of days. I've been really looking forward to seeing some gameplay, seeing as much as you can about the game before you sort of make and pass judgment. You know, the trailer wasn't really the best, and everybody kind of went, yeah, not really something I'm looking forward to. But as it turns out, the multiplayer is a completely different kettle of fish, and it's pretty cool. I've been enjoying it for about 24 hours now. I've been playing quite a bit. I've been trying all the classes. I still got to say, for now, Assault is still my favorite. For those of you that sort of not been playing Battlefield since sort of Battlefield 1, for me, personally, it must have been at least sort of a year before I hopped back onto a Battlefield game, like really hopped into it, apart from the old match here and there. But I gotta say, I'm really happy that this is back and the new Battlefield is coming out soon. Well, the beta should be coming out soon. Hopefully, sort of July, August, you should be seeing a beta where you get to play it a little bit yourself, and then you'll be able to experience what the game has to offer. One thing I will say from the get-go is that this is a different Battlefield than what you've played before. It's gonna feel different. It plays differently, and you will find it really odd, like I did. I mean, mainly because I haven't played Battlefield for so long. Maybe that's kind of just me sort of readjusting back to the game a little bit. But I really found it odd that you have to sort of run around and try and get ammo. You only start with a little bit of ammo. Basically, you start with one extra mag, and you only have one grenade. Now, there is a bit of spam because of this, because you can go around points of the map, and you'll see that a little bit later on. I do rely on picking up ammo from those things quite a bit. Another thing that you'll find a little bit strange in this one, that you will no longer be able to fully heal yourself. You'll need to get to one of those resupply points, and you'll be able to heal yourself. So if you take a bit of damage, you'll be able to heal, and then if you take a bit of damage again, you'll only be able to re-heal, let's say, to 64 out of 100 or something like that. So you'll find that a little bit strange, and it's going to take some time and a bit adjusting for you to get into the game. But overall, I mean, I gotta say that there's a lot of things in this Battlefield that will make you sort of wonder what's going on, how am I doing, what am I doing, all that sort of stuff, because you will find it's a whole different Battlefield. And when they did say that, I was kind of thinking, what do you mean? So I kind of feel it now. I do understand what they're talking about and how it is and what's the sort of point of it and why and who and all that sort of stuff. But as it stands so far, I mean, weapons, there's a hell of a lot of recoil out there. But one of the other things that you will find in the game is that you'll be able to compete with snipers, you'll be able to compete with medics and sort of medium to sort of long range, because as long as you sort of burst fire or tap fire this, you'll be able to hit anybody at long ranges, so you don't really need a sniper rifle. As long as you control your fire, you should be able to be quite effective. Now, when it comes to classes, there's 4 classes in the game. There's Assault, Medic, Support, and there's also Recon. Now, there's not really a lot of variety when it comes to gadgets, when it comes to weapons. There is a couple of things that you unlock, but mostly it's sort of 1 gun, 2 guns here and there just for you to try it out. There's the STG-44. You can also unlock the Machine Pistole, then you've got the Medic. The Medic has the Gewehr 43, and you also have the MP40. Then you have the Kar 98 for the Sniper, and you have the Brand Gun for the Support class. So that's kind of it really when it comes to, there's a couple of gadgets here and there and a few different, sort of 2 different knives, but like I said, this is probably just the E3 build, and there's not going to be that many sort of fancy gadgets into it. You'll see a lot more when it comes to the open beta. Hopefully that should be landing somewhere towards the end of July and August at some point, because they do want to spend, and that's kind of going back into the history of Battlefield alphas and betas and things like that. They've always gave you at least sort of a month to 6 weeks between the alphas, the betas and the full release of the game. They usually like to have at least a month to sort of work on things and try and fix a couple of things and hopefully improve the game. As it is so far, I gotta say that it is very choppy. Now, when it comes to performance, I've been trying all sorts of different things. I've been trying sort of lowering this, lowering that, and it's not really doing that much, and I suspect there's going to be some sort of patch in a day or two just to fix a couple of more things and give it a bit more stability and give it a few more options for you to try out. As for performance, I gotta say, with an i7 377K, 770K and a GTX 1070, I am kind of struggling. It's very, very choppy. I mean, I am getting 120 plus frames, 130, 140, but it drops to 20, it drops to 30. depending on what kind of sort of situations you're in, when there's a couple of explosions around you, when somebody's firing something, you will see that performance up and down, up and down. And I've been trying sort of VSync on, and I've been trying all sorts of other things. There is no frame limiter. I wish there were one to actually try that out and see how it works. I think that could have been a good idea to have in the game at this stage, just to see if it helps performance and it reduces some of that chop. But I think I'm going to see a patch in a day or two, so nothing to worry about there. As for game modes, there's 2 game modes in the game. There's your traditional and beloved Conquest, which I've been playing quite a lot of because I wanted to try all the vehicles and things like that, which I'll bring into separate videos. I'll focus a video on the planes, I'll focus on a video on the vehicles, what's good, what's bad, how you should be sort of going about it, because like I said, it is very different how it plays out and how things go. Your tanks no longer have unlimited ammo. You need to go and resupply just like you resupply soldiers. So there is a couple of things that you need to sort of look out for, and you do play sort of differently because of that reason. Same goes for repairing your tank. You can only repair your tank sort of once or twice, and then you have to fall back. Once you fall back into a resupply area, then you will be able to sort of repair your tank back to 100% again. So tanking sort of gameplay is going to play a little bit different, and we'll cover those in a different video. As for the other game mode, it's Grand Operations. It spans over 2 days. So the first day kind of reminds you of Bad Company 2. If you played it back in Cold War, just take a moment here for this young squire. Faggot. So it reminds me a little bit of Cold War, where you'd parachute it down from the planes and you go in and you attack the MCOMs. In this one, it's kind of a little bit like that. And then you have 2 days. The first day you push in as much as you can, try and hold as many tickets, don't die as many times as you want, because you need those tickets for day 2. Now in day 3, we don't know what happens because there's only 2 days in the game now, but it's probably going to be 3 or 4 or something like that in the beta, and then probably 5 days or something like that when the game gets released. So if I were to say what was my first impression about the game, I gotta say it's pretty good. I'm loving the game. I love this sort of World War II feel of it. I kind of been wanting for Battlefield to go back to that day. I mean, I've been playing Battlefield since it came out back in 2002, and it's been a really long road since then to see it back with these kind of graphics, with the Frostbite engine, with that sort of stuff. Just to see it back in World War II, I think it's pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to exploring more about the game, finding more about the game, trying the vehicles, trying the planes, bringing out old videos about everything, and letting you know how everything works. So that's kind of my first impressions about the game. I hope you enjoyed the video. You'll have to let me know if you're excited for the game. Did you get into the alpha? You didn't. I hope to hear back from the main man himself, the boss man, the community manager, with a couple of codes. If I do score a couple of more game codes for the closed alpha, I will be sharing them out to some of you guys so you can get in and have some fun. I'm going to let you watch about sort of minute, 2 minutes of the gameplay without me sort of yapping in the background. See what you think about the game. Let me know if you're excited. Hopefully enjoy the video, and I'll see you in the next one.
Panzer!